I'm canceling my Mint Mobile Unlimited plan at the end of my billing cycle, which is less than about 20 days away from today. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's go ahead and get into it. What's good, everybody? My name is Everton, and I've actually been with Mint Mobile for about 4 years. I'm going to talk about the service today, tell you the pros, the cons, how the service actually worked, some of the things that are kind of niche about the service because they are one of the most niche services that are out there, and also tell you why I am going to be canceling my unlimited plan with them. I just don't think it's worth it for most people, but let's go ahead and talk about it. So what is Mint Mobile? Mint Mobile is a prepaid carrier that runs on T-Mobile, and it's actually owned by T-Mobile. There was an acquisition that was completed about a few months ago. They actually bought the parent company of Mint Mobile. They acquired two separate operating entities. One is Ultra Mobile and the other one is Mint Mobile. You probably recognize it by one of the previous owners, which is Ryan Reynolds, that was doing a lot of the marketing and still is on the marketing side of it. So yeah, the thing about Mint Mobile that makes it unique is that they do offer plans in bulk. They do have a sale that's actually going on through the end of the year. And if you guys actually do want to sign up for Mint Mobile, my affiliate link is in the description. If you guys do want to click on it and sign up for Mint, you can help out the channel by doing that, but it'll be in the pinned comments and in the description of the video. But you can actually sign up for it in bulk. They offer plans in 3, 6, and 12 months. And if you do want to sign up for them, just know that there is a buyer's remorse period for 7 days. So if you come over for the first 7 days, you don't like the plan for some reason, it's not working out for you, then you can definitely just, move away from it. Once you re-up, you want to sign up for the plan again, you do have to choose whether you want to sign up for 3, 6, or 12 months. And the longer the period that you sign up for, the cheaper the monthly breakdown of that plan becomes. So they really incentivize you to say, hey, if you want to stay for longer, you can get the better rate. But if not, you can sign up for 3 months and things like that. But you really do want to make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself and the plan that you're going to be in. Now, also, one thing that's about the sign-up process, or actually like re-upping, is that you can always upgrade your plan. Get like a 5 gigabyte plan. You're like, you know what, this isn't enough data for me. You could pay a prorated amount to go to unlimited or 20 gigabytes or whatever the case may be. But the opposite is not true. You can't downgrade. So if you do want to go ahead and sign up for the unlimited plan or something like that, just know that you're going to have that plan and what you paid for the remainder of the time. So Mint Mobile does run on T-Mobile's network. So same exact network, except for the ultra capacity. Now, ultra capacity means that they do have the mid-band, but not the 5G where you can get the millimeter wave. The data performance on Mint Mobile is really speedy. It's really fast. Some of the fastest speeds that I've ever gotten on a prepaid carrier have been on Mint Mobile. And for a period of time, I was actually going up to people. I'm like, hey man, can you run a speed test really quick? It was, I was just beating them, and I was like, how much is your bill? Oh, really? Can you pay that much? So, it was really something I was proud of. Probably a little bit obnoxious and annoying with it for a little bit, but yeah, the speed on the service is really, really fast. And also, one thing that for me personally I've experienced better than any other company out there is that they penetrate through a lot more buildings than other carriers. So when I'm ever in a challenging situation, like underground garage, or I'm inside of like a concrete building, typically I do have the best service with Mint Mobile. Now you might ask, well, how do you know this? I actually carry about 3 different carriers. I typically do have multiple carriers because I talk about them on YouTube. So I definitely do know, like, out of AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile based prepaid carriers, T-Mobile typically has better indoor service for me, and at least where I live. So when it comes to the other side of data performance, which a big one for me is priority data. Now, what is priority data? That's essentially when the network becomes busy, will you also have good speeds, or will you be deprioritized, meaning your service will slow down so that way you can make room for other people with prioritized data to be able to have good speeds. Mint Mobile does not offer that, which is kind of annoying to me. I do go places that are pretty popular, and sometimes when I do want to use the service, I can notice a significant drop off in performance, which I don't like, right? So that's one of the reasons why I was considering not keeping the unlimited plan. To have that much data and also not be able to use it in crowded scenarios to the full ability is kind of annoying. It just makes no sense. And for me, I carry other carriers. I have another phone, so I have Visible, I just utilize that whenever I'm in a cramped space because the Visible Plus plan has priority data and I can get, speeds, even though they're not as fast as T-Mobile's can potentially get, I'm getting better speeds in that scenario. So overall, I think the speeds are really good, but when you're in crowded scenarios like a theme park, a mall, things like that, you can notice that the speed is, significantly reduced. And I don't like, also, how does this service perform after you use up your allotted data? So, Mint Mobile doesn't offer you a cookie cutter program or, say, hey, we're going to give you unlimited data and things like that. You get to choose the allotment of data that you want. After that point in time where you use up the data, it is significantly reduced in speed, but it is workable. It is something that, I think is part of their income strategy because you can top up for data for, a couple extra dollars for that before to get you over to the next month and things like that. But it's definitely, you can notice the speed degradation or the degraded speed. And actually, it's better than nothing. I've had some carriers that will stop you totally and you won't have any data at all until your next month. This is like, hey, you can load the most basic web pages, maybe send out an email, nothing too crazy. But it is a degraded experience and you can definitely notice it. When it comes to call quality though, call quality is actually pretty cool. Definitely like it. Not too many issues there. I think it's about a B tier, maybe like an A minus, but yeah, you can definitely notice that it is good. You'll have consistent coverage everywhere because it runs off of, America's largest 5G network, so you can always have that. They also do have Wi-Fi calling, so if you're ever in a scenario where you don't have service at all for some reason or the service is really bad, you have free Wi-Fi calling. You can connect to Wi-Fi and have voice over internet protocol. Now, when it comes to the customer service, I actually like the fact that they have a phone number that you can directly call someone. I had a really good experience with customer service. It's actually been really nice. They are a pleasing company. They really focus on having a good experience. Outside of that, though, you're not going to get too much technicality. It's a very simple service, so I don't really think you need too much. My parents have Mint Mobile. They rarely have any questions. The service just works. And since it's prepaid, the only questions I've ever had with a company when I was on the post carriers was really about billing. No major outages or anything like that I need to pay attention to and things like that. Now, there's something I want to talk about because of the fact that Mint Mobile did get basically bought out by T-Mobile, and now they're part of the T-Mobile family. And they advised that we would get certain things that, would be helpful to us, that would help us. They would basically use our resources and, supercharge the service. And I'll be honest with you, the one thing that I have noticed is that spam calls have went down a lot since the merger. Even my parents were noticing. They're like, yeah, I get a lot less spam calls. And that was one of the things that they mentioned that they're going to inherit. Outside of that, though, nothing's really changed. I did get access to T-Mobile's version of their visual voicemail app for Android since, it's a little bit different. But yeah, outside of that, though, the service runs pretty well. I didn't want priority data, but, it's just not that. So I wanted to talk about why I'm actually switching from the unlimited plan. And the reason for that is because, the unlimited plan is one of the most restrictive plans that they actually have, in my opinion. A couple of things. The unlimited plan does caps you at 480 streaming, which is beyond me because I would think that that's the one plan that can support high-speed H definition streaming when it comes to video platforms like YouTube, Netflix, and things like that. They actually call it out that, hey, we don't actually support, or we do support only up to 480 streaming. You can't go above it, but you're going to have a lot of buffering and things like that. So there's number one. Number two, I just don't need that much data from Mint Mobile. Once again, this is some semi-unique to me, but I do have other carriers that I do have. And it's not just the fact that I have other data plans that I'm going to carry around that I can use, but it's the fact that you don't have priority data, right? And if I'm going to have a plan with a lot of data, I want to be able to use that every time I pick up my phone in the mall, in stadiums, in different scenarios, and it just makes more sense for me to have a lesser plan. So I'm actually going to the most popular plan that they have, which is just the 5 gigabyte plan. Still good, and I still want to utilize that plan. I still need to have Mint Mobile because it is a good service, and I need to guarantee that once I go in challenging situations that I can get service, and that's the one thing I can depend on Mint Mobile for. So that's kind of the reason why I am ditching or canceling my unlimited plan, ring up with something super cheaper. Outside of that though, I actually really like Mint Mobile a lot. It's been a very good service. Data speeds are fast, and they have customer care options that can fit your budget because you can choose which plan that you want. You do have to commit for a while, but you do have a buyer's remorse period for 7 days. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that is super awesome in my opinion. I mean, you really can't go wrong. And if you don't like it, you definitely have that time to basically say, hey, you know what, this isn't working for me. I've had it for a few days. Maybe it's not the best for me. I could pour it out. But, you know, if you're thinking about another plan, you can check out this video I did about Visible, or you can check out this video that I did about US Mobile.